What's up, people? Back again. Here to do Fight Night 28 aftermath. Just gonna do some noteworthy things from the card. Actually gonna switch it up this time. When I get to the bottom of the list, which is Glover Teixeira, probably gonna do him second to last because I want to talk about Jacare more than I want to talk about Teixeira. A lot. Well, actually, Jacare's um, next move is a little bit more interesting than Glover Teixeira's is in my opinion it is. But to start off the night, as far as the noteworthy things go, Martins knocks out Hernandez. He's dropping down from I believe 155. Now he's fighting at 135, and I mean he looks good. Heavy hands for a 135. I think he has the heaviest hands in the 135 division now. Um, just 6 feet at 135 is tremendous. Um, yeah, he looks good. I can't wait to see him again. Hopefully they match him up against somebody because the 135 division needs some help as far as building depth for it. But he looks like a good contender. And next we have Joseph Benavidez. He knocked out Jussier Formiga. Um, a KO in the first round. That's another KO for Team Alpha Male. Still undefeated since adding Dwayne Ludwig as head coach, and I mean they just steamrolling through the competition. Um, and it's hard to argue that Joseph Benavidez doesn't deserve the next title shot because who else do you have at 125 to counter that argument with? Is really nobody that's looked as dominant as Joseph Benavidez has since he lost the close decision to Mighty Mouse. So I think with improved striking and everything that he's rounded his game out with, it's hard to argue that he couldn't put not only challenge for the title but potentially beat Mighty Mouse and dethrone him as dominant as he's been looking in these last few fights. So yeah, really excited about Joseph Benavidez. One thing of caution um, I was a little weary at first because he wasn't coming out as clearly on top of the exchanges early in that fight. It looked like it was pretty close as far as um, getting off with the hands when they would exchange. Jussier Formiga really worked on his stand up. You could tell leading up to this fight. He stood with Joseph Benavidez and really gave him a little trouble there. For a second, I thought he had him rocked, but I guess I had to go back and watch it just to see if he really did have him stunned. And Joseph Benavidez just walked through it. Um, Whatever the case may be. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna do the main event next. Glover Teixeira knocks out Ryan Bader first round. Now a lot like Joseph Benavidez in the bout before the co-main, um, I thought Glover would be able to walk through him as far as keeping the fight standing. But Ryan Bader does have power, and we were able to see that last night. Had Glover in a couple bad spots. I want to say twice he had him hurt. Um, and yeah, Glover comes back with the knockout blow and finishes him with strikes on the ground. Um, Teixeira, while he did win in the first round via TKO, did not look as impressive. And he was visibly upset after the fight. Um, Disappointed in his performance, and yeah, I would like to see him fight again before he gets a title shot because and this is just a scenario that I've been thinking of as of late when or actually after they announced that Teixeira could be receiving the next title shot if he wins impressively against Ryan Bader. Um, then this scenario um, is dependent upon what happens in the next title fight at UFC 165. Now, If John Jones wins, I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe it's a lot closer fight than people may think as far as Teixeira matching up with Jones. I think that Teixeira he has some strengths that could present some problems to John Jones, but overall, I would think that Glover is probably a little bit more well-rounded version of Rampage, who Jones dismantled. Um, I would favor Jones in that fight, but I do think it's a little bit closer than people were making it seem. But if Gustafson does beat Jones, which I will get into my preview of UFC 165, if Gus is able to beat Jones, I think he could walk through Teixeira, because we've seen Gustafson fight these guys on his way up to fighting John Jones. Guys like Tiago Silva, um, Matt Yushenko, and Shogun, guys that primarily want to keep the fight standing but aren't exceptionally fast. And Gustafson is a very tall fighter. He fights tall. Not only that, he's very fluid with his motion. Um, I think that his speed, along with technique, could prove a big advantage for Gustafson. I could be wrong, but from looking at him on tape, Gustafson looks like this is the fighter that he excels against. Guys that want to keep it standing, have very powerful shots, but can't necessarily get inside against a taller fighter that's faster than them. Glover does have good hand speed though, and if he tags you, you are going down. That's the thing about Gustafson though. The problem that he poses to guys like that is he can take a shot. Legitimately has a very good chin. He just, he has power, but he doesn't have that one punch knockout, Gustafson. But like I said, I don't know if Glover really warranted a title shot with that win. I think that I think that once we see Cormier fight at 166, UFC 166, I think we'll have a better idea how the 205 title picture is shaping up. Because I think a win impressively over Roy Nelson could put him in a fight against Glover to decide number one contendership of whoever wins Gustafson versus Jones. But that comes later on this year, and I'm pretty sure that I'll probably be doing more dissecting of the 205 um, title picture later on. So going backwards in the event, which is something that I thought was a little bit more intriguing to me, watching Jacare run through Yushin Okami the way he did was just impressive. I saw Dana White tweet about it. That's a big deal. It is a big deal to me because we've never seen Yushin dominated like that. Um, you know, he fought Anderson Silva in Brazil, and we didn't see him get beat up like that. Well, we saw him get finished like that. He looked kind of, like what are you even doing in the same? What are you even doing in the same octagon as Anderson Silva? But it was a little bit um a little bit different here with Jacare because Jacare is primarily a jiu-jitsu fighter, and he took it to him in the stand-up, something that we don't really see on a nightly basis with Yushin Okami. Now, the most intriguing part about this um, is I watched Michael Bisping tweet the entire event long about him being excited to watch the co-main event. He's just like, I want to see the co-main event so I can get back to training. And I'm thinking about it in my head, not really paying too much attention to it. Once the fight happened, I'm like, okay, you know what? I can see almost what's getting ready to happen because in your mind after Jacare wins, what's next for him? I think that the winner of Muñoz-Bisping was supposed to happen October 30th at UFC Fight Night. I believe it's 31. Anyways, I believe the winner of Muñoz-Bisping is probably gonna be in line to fight Jacare for the number one contender spot. That said, I believe Mark Munoz and Jacare Souza are on a collision course, and I really want to see that fight. The way Mark Munoz looked against Tim Boach, and barring the way he looks against Michael Bisping, which I think he'll look pretty impressive. Um, Munoz Jacare is a fight that I believe that a lot of people are gonna get excited for. That's just thinking about that. Munoz looked like a well-oiled machine the last time we saw him, and he feels like he can beat Weidman in a rematch. He's gonna have to go through a gauntlet at 185 because there's a lot of talented guys there, and yeah, that's something to get up for. Jacare versus Munoz, in my opinion. Um, so the next time you see me, probably probably won't be until we get closer to 165 when I start doing my preview for Gustafson Jones. I think I'm gonna do an entire video just dedicated to dissecting that fight because I'm really excited about that one. Um, won't reveal anything about what I think is gonna happen until I get to the preview vid. And well, wait. You know what? I take that back. I probably will be doing a tough 18. Probably the women's 35 um, side of things for that tournament. I'll probably be doing a little bit more dissecting of that. So look for that video. Also the UFC 165 preview. And want to send a special shout out to at Jericho2 on Twitter. Thanks, man. I talked to him right after the event, gave me some kind words. So, yeah, shout out to him. And so until next time, peace out, fans.